And now for your feature presentation. A reading of Andrew Goldfarb's The Midnight Earwig Buffet. The Long Man of the Mountains. The Long Man of the Mountains wears a boar's head to protect him from magnetic rays. In spite of this excessive precaution, demonic electric cannons find their mark. Then, the long coach of the canyons comes to haul him away to a watery grave. Now, the Long Man of the Waters keeps his head above the tide as the sailor's stalwart guide.
Funky Bigfoot. In a secret valley of the Pacific Northwest, Bigfoot sits inside his fuzzy nest. When the rainfall stops and a rainbow glows, through the dewy grass Bigfoot tiptoes. He hugs the redwood trees grown tall, he swims with fishes by the waterfall. Bigfoot's hairy heart is full of love for all.
At the liquor store. It's evening at the liquor store when a floating claw comes through the door. A toppled bottle of wine spills red. "Sorry, I'm all thumbs," it said.
"Oh, no worries," replied the shopkeep. "Here, drink the rest and go to sleep."
It's midnight at the liquor store, where unconscious Claw now mops the floor.
The Man in the Moon. The man in the moon plays a swinging tune, singing to the jitterbugs in June, smoking a pipe full of mandrake blooms. Yes, the man in the moon plays a swinging tune.
At the Midnight Earwig Buffet. On Tuesdays, Major General Fitzroy Flummox of the Armored Infantry Brigade wears gleaming medals into battles and adopts a posture very brave. He commands his loyal soldiers onwards towards glory, to destroy, to conquer, to vanquish. But he is distracted by an itch. For inside the military mind, the insects whine and dine and have a wonderful time at the celebrated soiree, the Midnight Earwig Buffet. Yes, beneath the Major General's helmet, they gorge on his frontal lobes and swallow cerebellum by the plateful. They filled their gullets with arterial fluids. That's how the earwigs do it. As his gray matter is devoured, his instincts start to falter, and Major General Fitzroy Flummox, now quite unsound, leads his men to attack a dirt mound. Meanwhile, the earwigs, now quite full, all fall into a lull, and lying down, they chill, nested nicely in his nostril. Just then, a noble tribesman from the caves sees his chance to seize the day and swinging his scimitar blade, decapitates Major General Fitzroy Flummox of the Armored Infantry Brigade. And the last word that was ever heard from Major General Fitzroy Flummox of the Armored Infantry Brigade was...
Inside the trophy shop.
The trophy salesman gathers dust as subtle shadows gather in this endless spiral of existence. No one is a winner.
Candelabra people. In the land of candelabra people, everyone burns bright. After dusk, they sit outside and illuminate the night. Except for one, whom fortune frowned upon. Since the weasels came, her flame be gone. Her prospects dimmed. She sulks in the dark, as her head of wax can hold no spark. But one stormy night, thanks to her ingenuity, with a kite and key, she discovers electricity. Now she's got glass bulbs screwed in that glow incandescent as the sun. She sits atop pianos, a star on television.
Melvin Mushroom. Melvin Mushroom was an affable fungus. He grew in the fertile grasses on the far corner of the farm of Farmer Slog. Melvin sat mellow in the shadow of an elderberry bush with the creeping caterpillars and worms of the earth. One morning, as black clouds rained down, Nora the turkey came around, crying turkey tears from her turkey frown. "Why, turkey named Nora, whatsoever can be the matter?" asked Melvin Mushroom with concern. "It's that foul Farmer Slog. He plans to cook me for Thanksgiving dinner," the turkey replied in return. "Cook you for Thanksgiving dinner? What in the world do you mean?" So the turkey explained to the mushroom the whole gruesome scene. "First I'll fry in the oven at 400 degrees, and once I'm crispy and brown, he'll shove me into his teeth. Then he'll chew on my bones, swallowed with a splash of wine. That's how I shall die, so that Farmer Slog may dine." Now Melvin the Mushroom had a courageous soul. He said to the turkey, "Here's what we'll do. This being eaten intrigues me, so I'll switch places with you." So Nora the turkey hid herself in the bush, while Melvin Mushroom got up from the earth, and crossing the field he snuck into the house where Farmer Slog slept, and the brave mushroom leapt right into his mouth. The farmer woke and grabbed his throat and nearly choked, while his brain filled fast in a psychedelic blast of magic mushroom pictures, flying pigs on feathered wings, and all his cows began to sing. The newly enlightened Farmer Slog went outside and freed his hogs. He let the cows out of the barn, and then he released the turkeys from their pens. And Farmer Slog took off his pants and started to dance. Weeks went by and winter came, but Melvin was still in the farmer's brain, and to honor the fungus's memory, he hung many mushrooms from the Christmas tree.
Septagon Man. Septagon Man has 7 hands, and with 7 legs, he sure can dance. Septagon Man eats 7 sandwiches and gives the crumb to 7 witches. 7 ears hear, furtive whispers in the trees. But Septagon Man has 7 eyes that will not see. Septagon Man had 7 lives and lost them all to 7 knives. The compliment that killed. How lovely you look, my dear, the letter cooed. With your hair curled in a clamshell cocoon, how beautiful you would appear if you stood outside beneath the yellow moon. With your figure framed against the wind, and the tree limbs raised in tribute to your fragile beauty beneath the midnight sky. With her vanity appealed, her reason came to yield, and she opened the heavy door into the freezing night. There would be no re-entrance to the warmth and light. Behind her the door was now locked forever tight. At the reading of the will, whispered voices soft but shrill. Did you know that they call it It was the compliment that killed.
And this shall come to pass. On Thursday, Ogner Stump awoke to an angry egg giving him the poke. The eggshell burst forth 2 gigantic moths, causing Ogner Stump to hide himself beneath some Spanish moss. At lunchtime, an unfortunate severing. But then a transplant from a troll, and once again Ogner is whole. "It's no bother," said the troll. "I had more hands than I could control." In the afternoon he found himself suddenly and mysteriously employed as a bookkeeper. After work, to cook his dinner, Ogner got down on one knee while Slubglub watched while sitting in a tree. Up from the pot he pulled a trilobite. As Slubglub drooled, "I'll try a little bite." But the sky turns strange as thunder crashes and lightning rained down fiery flashes. Ogner scrambled and tumbled and finally slipped, descending awkwardly into a pit. And at last, having fallen into a well and surrounded now by the hounds of hell, Ogner took a moment and he reflected. It had all happened exactly as the fortune teller had predicted.